Welcome to Global Insiders podcast. I am Ryan, the peripatetic one, bringing you information about opportunities relating to jobs, traveling, and any information that can elevate you to your rightful place in this thing called life. You can find more information and how-to methods on globalinsidersgroup.com. That is insiders with an S. And here is today's show. Hello, insiders. Welcome back to another show. Today I'll be doing a solo show because I had a mishap. So I decided to turn this into a show because it is very important to learn how to deal with mishaps. So when you make plans and they don't go your way, what do you do? I want to focus on that today. So let me give you a backdrop to the whole thing. I was planning to share an episode that I did with our resident travel consultant, Silvia. But when I went searching for it, I could not find it. I have several episodes available that I have backed up because I did some interviews in February and I also think in January. So I have those episodes. So I wanted to use that one as it was dealing with health issues, and I thought it would be nice to talk about something like that. Just to give you some inside information on what we talked about. Sylvia went to the Philippines and had a great time, but on the last day she got sick. Her group that she traveled with went to a restaurant and ate something that was contaminated, so the whole group got sick. And overall she had a great trip and loved it in the Philippines. So she also enjoyed the food a lot. So, I mean, nothing is wrong with the food in the Philippines. It's just that that restaurant that they went to and that on that night, something was off. And as a result, she got ill. So it was just a case of bad luck. She advised that when you go on trips, you should get the insurance, the health insurance, and take some medicine with you if you can. But of course, make sure to check the country rules first, because some countries are very strict with the medication that you can take in and out of their country. So definitely check that out first. She made it home okay, but she had to travel while being sick, and that was no fun. And she also had to to pretend as if she was okay when she was going through immigration, because she didn't want to be pulled over and searched and all that type of stuff, because you know how it goes. They'll probably think you're trying to be a mule or something like that. So she had to be careful, and she was. So if you should take anything away from the health episode that you won't hear because of the fact that it disappeared from my computer, please remember that when you travel, try to get the insurance, the health insurance, when you take those trips, especially when you're going far away from home, because you never know how you'll use it or if you want it, and it's better to have it than not to have it. So because of that fact, I lost my episode. I want us to think about how to stay resilient when things don't go our way. One of the lowest points in my life was being rejected by the US immigration when I applied for a B1, B2 visa. Up until that point, I'd always had a US visa. In fact, when I applied for my visa, I got through and so forth. So I'd have my visa for over 10 years, and I thought getting it renewed would have been easy, as I had been to the States many times, and I even had received a cultural exchange visa, otherwise known as a J1 visa, that allowed me to stay for 18 months in the United States. So I felt very confident applying, but lo and behold, the consulate said no. I mean, they said no. The guy said no, and needless to say, I was shocked when this happened, and as a result, I slept on it for a couple of days. I believe when something bad happens, you must deal with it alone, and then with true friends. The opposite may be true for others, but deal with it, we all must. Because if we don't deal with it, it's going to deal with us. So it's better to be proactive rather than allowing a bad situation to take over and absolutely spoil everything that's in store for you in this life. As hard as it may be to fix a situation initially, it is very critical thing to do, as you will be missing out on a very important moment. In times of loss, you can find your greatest strength, and I really believe that. I believe when you lose the most precious things, or when you lose things that are really of great value to you, of course you mourn it, and you do whatever you have to get over it, or to go through it rather than get over it, and then you use the moment to rebuild, because the moment you decide that you're not going to rebuild, that's the moment you have given up. And I'm not here to say that we need to be strong. It's not even a matter of being strong. It's just that if you don't give up, you have to push on, and pushing on means that you're rebuilding. So it's not a matter of trying to be strong regardless of whatever. No, it's not that. It's just that once a storm comes and everything has been destroyed, you mourn what you have to mourn, and you grieve over what you have to grieve over, but then you have to just remember that you have to push on. So when you lose or you have lost something, remember you must continue. Mourn, yes, but remember it is important to continue. Possibilities will always be endless until our very last minute, so always continue. Also, when you're in the valley, remember to read. I learned this one when I experienced one of my worst breakups. Yes, I was in a relationship, and we broke up, and I was depressed, in a state of shock also with that situation. But then I found works by C.S. Lewis. I read The Great Divorce and Grief Observed. And these books, I read them so quickly too, but they helped me in that space, in that time, to deal with what I was going through. You can also listen to podcasts. Nothing can be more uplifting than getting a great message from someone you admire, and someone who has information that can help you. So definitely that's something that you can try to do whenever you're really down and you're trying to make a comeback. You can also take an online course. There are many free online courses that can help you to learn about something that you have either always wanted to learn, or something to reteach you about something that you already know, and you just need to recap it and get a new understanding of it, or a fresh look at it. After a loss, it is also a great time to set a new goal. When you lose something, you suddenly have some new time on your hands. Because, of course, whatever you used to do before, that time is no longer required of you. So now you can move into doing something else, using that time to do something else. So instead of wishing for the old to come back, use the time to start something new. I worked out more, as in I did more exercise, and decided on learning some soft skills after I was rejected for that visa. And looking back on it, it was a very important thing for me, because I refocused on things that I really wanted to do. So don't waste the time, worrying. So instead of worrying, use the time to do something productive. Last, reach out to people who are and were important to you. Just say a quick hello. Not advising you to go to them and pour out your problems, because they may see you as an emotional leech. But a genuine reconnection or update is always needed among good friends. So sometimes, we get so busy with life that we forget to reach out to some friends. And this is a time where you can rekindle those relationships. So yes, the situation might have been bad, or it might be bad, but because you are an insider, you are going to do your best to turn it into an absolute win. Good luck, and whenever you're feeling down and out or something really bad has happened to you, remember, mourn it, but at the same time, remember that you must get back up and you must continue, because once we are here on earth, we have a chance to be the best that we can be. And even the tough situations help to mold us into the best that we can be. So, once again, all the best and good luck. Now, next week, well, not next week, but the next show, I have another interesting guest, and this time we'll be talking about how to move to Canada. I know a lot of you want that, and I actually mentioned it from the show before, but I really wanted to share the show that I did with Silvia because it was talking about health. But yes, I have that show ready for Canada, the one about Canada, so get ready for that. And yeah, I know that you will learn a whole lot in that show. So yeah, that's what will be up next. Also remember that if you want to travel the world, one of the best ways to do so is by getting a TEFL certification. If you go to globalinsiders.com, you can get 20% discount on any courses that ITT International offers. So check that out and start your new journey today. So thank you once again, and all the best, guys.
Thanks for listening today. I hope you are inspired. You can find more helpful and motivational material at globalinsidersgroup.com. That is, insiders with an S. You can also keep in touch at Global Insiders on Instagram. See you next time, but remember, you can be your own superhero. Bye.